Welcome back. Well, 52 years ago to the day, a man first landed on the moon, and today Jeff Bezos blasted off into a new frontier, a historic flight for space tourism now. Mark Strassman reports from near the launch site in Van Horn, Texas.
Blue Origin founder Jeff Bezos received an astronaut hero's welcome after touching down Tuesday morning. 2, 1. Minutes earlier, he and his team had successfully blasted off to the edge of space, the first human passengers on his company's fully automated rocket.
I felt peaceful and serene and calm.
Surprisingly natural.
Surprisingly natural.
Yeah.
The Amazon founder was accompanied by his brother Mark, Oliver Damon, an 18-year-old Dutch student, and 82-year-old aviation trailblazer Wally Funk.
We had a great time. It was wonderful. I want to go again, fast.
During the approximately 10-minute trip, they experienced majestic views and several minutes of weightlessness before returning to Earth. After a smooth landing, the excited and jubilant crew celebrated on solid ground. Bezos' space flight comes on the heels of fellow billionaire Richard Branson's flight earlier this month, ushering in a new era of commercial space travel.
Big things start small, but you can tell when you're onto something, and this is important. We're going to build a road to space so that our kids and their kids can build the future.
Bezos wants Blue Origin eventually to go to the moon and ultimately to colonize the cosmos. Today was the first step. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Culberson County, Texas.
Like how Bezos wore the cowboy hat there. Well, across the nation today, the president marked 6 months in office with a cabinet meeting where he urged action on his next big priority now, infrastructure. The Senate is expected to cast a procedural vote tomorrow on a $1 trillion bipartisan framework, but there are concerns that vote could fail. Some Senate Republicans say they won't support the vote before a reading on a final text, but House progressives say the bill doesn't go far enough for them. They're also not sure the required 10 Republicans will vote to move it forward. Back here at home in Monterey County, the 2020 Ag Report now providing a deeper look at the industry's losses during the pandemic. The county saw an 11.3% drop in the industry's gross production value. That's a decrease of almost $500 million. KION's Erica Bertine breaks down the report tonight, including other obstacles that the industry dealt with.
Lettuce gives the Salinas Valley its nickname, the salad bowl of the world, but it's taking second place to a very popular fruit found in fields across the Central Coast. Strawberries came out on top, increasing in value and surpassing the previous #1 crop, leaf lettuce. But it's not the first time this crop took the title. Strawberries had a good year back in 2013. County Ag Commissioner Henry Gonzalez says this shift has to do with the pandemic, forcing events or large gatherings to cancel.
The food service that would be supplying the food for those events, they canceled their contracts. It caused farmers to have to disc under crops that they were growing, and a large part of the losses were because of the loss of the food service sector of the market.
Besides COVID, wine grapes took an almost 50% hit because of the smoke from last year's wildfires. Leaf lettuce, on the other hand, had a 15.2% decrease from 2019, and head lettuce remained at a third, although it too saw a decrease of 16.6%, some of that from disease impacting the lettuce-type crops. Strawberries were also slightly impacted by smoke, but were still able to make a comeback. Tonight at 5, I spoke with a local strawberry farmer to see if there has been an increase for demand for this juicy fruit. I'll have more on that. In Salinas, Erica Brattin, KION News Channel 546.
Taking a full look at weather now. Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Dan Cianca. Hey Dan, kind of wanted to take the sweater with me, but then left it behind.
Well, yeah, the south side of the bay has been kind of cool, Veronica.
And not like Miles Davis cool, just like temperature cool. 60 degrees currently Monterey. It is 67 in Salinas, a little bit warmer. North side of the bay, a little bit nicer in Santa Cruz. You're in the 70s. Inland areas, 70s, 80s. Sprinkling in some 90s across southern Monterey and San Benito counties. Even some triple digits right now in Parkfield. So, you know, this is a very typical summer pattern for us with cool and cloudy conditions on the coast and heat farther inland. We do have some wind to talk about, though. Gale warning is in effect from Point Pinos, which is in Pacific Grove, down to Point Piedras Blancas, just on the other side of the San Luis Obispo County line. That does continue through 9 a.m. tomorrow. Gusty winds possible along the near coastal waters, which will make things a little hazardous for mariners. We usually see the strongest winds just kind of coming off Point Sur, and there's that area where it just gets really gusty because Point Sur just kind of like deflects the wind a little bit and just focuses it a little bit. That's where we see a lot of those gusty winds, so just keep that in mind. Otherwise, current wind speeds out there, onshore flow basically out of the northwest, 11 miles per hour in Salinas, 18 in Hollister right now, so you have your normal summer breeze out there as well. But let's look forward into time. We're going to start by looking at the overall weather situation, and here is our big monsoonal high just hanging out in the Four Corners region, which is where it's usually parked for most of the summer, bringing wet weather to, well, the desert southwest. They get a lot of rainfall during this time of year and actually count on that for their annual rainfall. Now, some areas have been in drought for quite some time, and actually the monsoon has been fairly fruitful so far this year, so it's actually good news for them to see all that rain and thunderstorm activity. Unfortunately, sometimes if it moves over here, we get more of the thunderstorm and less of the rain, and we lucked out over the last couple days. There was that potential for lightning. We didn't see any in our viewing area. There were a few strikes up in the North Bay and plenty over the Sierra, but we were pretty quiet, and that is the good news. However, there is another monsoonal pulse possible. Let's talk about that. It's not in the next few days. In fact, the air over us, where you see these reddish orange colors and even the darker colors, is very dry air. But as we head out of the weekend, notice this whiter, grayer, and then greener color on the map is showing the higher moisture content. It does push back to the west a little bit as we head into Sunday and Monday. We won't be in the direct line of it, but there is some potential that moisture again could lead to at least the possibility of some inclement weather. So something we're watching again. It's way out down the road, but it's worth keeping an eye on. In the meantime, your summer normal, the thing you expect to see, is going to keep going. Low clouds south and east sides of the bay, swirling up north and into the valleys at night. Patchy fog and drizzle possible in the afternoon. We clear back out on the north side of the bay. The clouds hang around on the south and east sides of the bay. You get the wind that pushes into the valleys in the afternoon. You know, just like a normal summer day. And temperatures will be pretty seasonable, maybe a little cool in some areas tomorrow. We'll still find the low 70s in Santa Cruz, upper 60s in Capitola and in the Santa Cruz Mountains, ranging from that 78 in Scotts Valley to 91 in Boulder Creek tomorrow. Watsonville coming back into the 70-degree range with upper 60s in Salinas and Prunedale. Mid-80s in Hollister, but low 60s in Marina. Over to Monterey and the Peninsula. High temperature staying somewhat cool. Low to mid-60s at best. Monterey, you normally should be around 67 this time of year, so that may feel a little bit cooler. Veronica may have to choose that sweater. And then farther south, a range from that 71 in Gonzales to 101 tomorrow in Parkfield. So again, pretty seasonable inland, maybe a touch cool on the coast for this time of year. And we'll stay pretty much the same on the coast for the next several days. I mean, if tomorrow's forecast looks very similar for the rest of the week, we'll have some high clouds increasing starting Sunday, and then again, some of that monsoon moisture pushes in. We may actually warm up a touch by then, but no big changes in the forecast. Inland areas actually may cool a little bit. There's some indications the marine layer may deepen just enough to push some slightly cooler air into the valleys as we head through the end of the week. But all in all, a pretty general forecast. But we're going to watch that next monsoon pulse out of the weekend.
In the meantime, we'll be hitting repeat. Thanks, Dan.